All right, Shalom, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash, double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth, who rule well and teach well with much diligence, peace, love, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, kings and priests who are out there laboring, bringing out this word in all sincerity and in all truth. I'm the brother Amawan from the Great Millstone branch, Los Angeles, Southern California camp of the High Desert region, back here with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord willing, this is an edifying news update unto the hopeful elect. We're getting closer and closer to a time like never before, as I have this news update entitled "A Time Like Never Before Approaches." News update. As we can see with these gas prices, it's going up each and every day, each and every week, since this war started 3 weeks ago. You got food going up. You got all types of things going up. You got the people in society, they're going crazy. You got these CEO companies, offering fuel offers and all this other stuff to compensate, their living wages. But it's only going to get worse, here, in the United States of America. When you look at all the things happening, such as like Cuba, as we speak, they're in a blackout. No lights, no electricity, no running gas. Everybody's in complete darkness, and everybody is just coping with it right now. But pretty soon, all this is going to spiral out of control, and Cuba is just one of many. You got the Philippines that are out there, all in the street. Some of them is not going to work. They all lined up at the gas station. A lot of people walking to work. I don't know how you able to do that. It's a lot of gas shortages. You got countries talking about rationing gas, rationing energy. This is going to lead to, maybe another lockdown, man. The scriptures talk about in Ezekiel how we buy our food for measure. And that's what it's coming down to, because this fuel, all these things, is oil that's being stopped. It affects literally everything, dealing with this Strait of Hormuz. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to just go flow in the spirit. Not be too drawn out in this news update. And Lord willing, this is edifying. Give me 1 second. Let me hit this fan switch because it's kind of hot. So, anyways, the title of the article is from the economiccollapseblog.com. Is the world ready for a global energy catastrophic and a global food catastrophic at the same time? Like, them words is huge, man. Is the world ready for that? The elect is ready for this. We've been waiting for a time like this unprecedented moment, as the article goes on to say. We reached an, damn, man, fucking fly just come out of goddamn nowhere. It says we have reached an unprecedented moment in human history. If this war with Iran continues for an extended period of time, we'll be facing the greatest energy disruption in human history and the greatest food production disruption in human history simultaneously. Many were hoping that Iran would agree to the Trump administration proposal for a 30-day ceasefire, but it was obvious that was never going to happen. The Iranians have completely rejected Trump's 15-point plan, and they are demanding that the U.S. must agree to permanent Iranian sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz before any negotiation even begin. Needless to say, the U.S. will never agree to that, and so the war will rage on. For now, Iran is determining which vessels are allowed to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. So, it came out, Trump offered a ceasefire, but they said, nah, we rejecting that ceasefire. This war is not going to end, as they said, with the American ceasefire. It's going to end when you agree to, when they said when we decided to end, okay? And America doesn't want them to obtain nuclear missiles and all this stuff, but America can have a missile and all this other stuff, you know. But here it is, America wants to be the big bully around the world and control the Strait of Hormuz, which produces so much oil within that region. Now they have shut it down to where only a few non-allies, well, allies of the nations of Iran can only go through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, and now come to find out, you got like countries like Japan, they have decided to purchase what 2 million. I think they bought like 2 million or something like that in yuan to go through the Strait of Hormuz in yuan dollars, which is a ally to America. After this big stunt that Trump did to their prime minister, now it's all backfiring. But let's keep reading. It says, for now, Iran is determining which vessels are allowed to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian crude tankers continue to pass through the maritime checkpoint, vital to about a third. Where is that at? Vital to about a third of the world's seaborne crude oil, along with a few others that Iran has let pass through, said Matt Smith, U.S. head analyst at Kepler. In a post on X Tuesday, Marine Traffic, which is operated by Kepler, said Iran appears to now be pursuing a strategy in the strait where it allows selective vessel passage to provide strategic signaling rather than imposing a full disruption of global crude supply through the waterway. The post included an animated map of Spare's maritime traffic traveling through the waterway. 9 vessels have crossed since Monday, according to marine traffic data released early Tuesday. Several news reports indicate that Iran has begun charging vessels up to $2 million to pass through the strait. Smith said Kepler could not confirm reports as such tolls. Some readers may be tempted to think that it is a good news that 9 vessels have been able to go through the Strait of Hormuz so far this week, but approximately 2,500 others remain trapped in the Persian Gulf. So only you got 9 ships passing through, but yeah, you got all these ships, still out there surfacing around the strait. Meanwhile, you got U.S. tankers, U.S. boats, all starting to surround the Strait of Hormuz. You come to find out, they said that Trump is going to send like 1,000 more Marines and more warships coming this Friday. So this thing is escalating. It's not de-escalating. It's only going to get worse. You got gas damn near $7 out here in California, man. The local shelter I go to, that damn, I get 91 too, man. My car is designed to run on 91. So, fuck, damn demon, man. I hate seeing a damn fly, man. All these damn bugs this summer, these mosquitoes, these flies, all these damn bugs just coming out of nowhere, man. It's like, yeah. But gas is just extremely high. Like I said, my car is designed to take 91, so it's eating. I got to be selective to where I want to go. You got to find a cheapest gas station. May sign up with the loyalty rewards. To have some type of leaving, but. Imagine a lot of people out here in California, they travel to and fro to work. Out here in California, you got to travel a lot. Certain parts of Nevada, they travel down from Nevada to Cali. But it's just expensive overall, man. This is truly a nightmare scenario. Desperately needed supplies of oil and natural gas are not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. And now Iran is threatening to close the Bab el-Mandeb Strait as well. So they're closing more straits. Iran could open a new front in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait if attacks are carried out on its territory or islands. IRGC-affiliated Tasnim reported, citing an unnamed military source. If the Americans intend to take action regarding the Strait of Hormuz, they should be careful not to add another strait to their challenges. Iran is fully prepared to escalate the situation, Tasnim quoted the source as saying. Iran is literally trying to paralyze the entire global economy in order to gain as much leverage as possible. And it's not that they're trying to do it. It's that you damn Edomites, you're not about to just be terrorizing, and confiscating shit that ain't even yours, man. Matter of fact, let me get that in what's that? What's that? Micah 2. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. You got these Americans, you know, the leaders of Babylon the Great. They've been waiting for this situation for years, for them to take power out in the Middle East, to take over those resources. They're coveting those fields because Iran is what, the third largest producer in crude oil or something like that. Look what they just did in Venezuela. They coveted that whole country's oil. Come to find out that oil is it takes more to produce, to turn into gasoline. The crude oil is more thick, you know. So it'd be easier to use a more crude oil that doesn't cost so much to produce into gasoline or jet fuel. That's why they in Iran. See them, these motherfuckers is oppressing a man in his house. They did it to us. They did it to the natives. Okay, and they constantly been doing this ever since they've been in the power, man. Taking lands, taking names. That's what they want to do. They talk about make Iran great again. You know, and all they're doing is destabilizing countries. It goes on to say, one energy and industry economist is openly admitting that we have never seen anything like this. We have not seen anything like this. There has been no disruption of this scale in the past. Gareth Ramsey, a chief economist at oil and gas giant BP, told the conference, "It's every oil analyst studies piece our worst nightmare, one that we had never thought would happen. He is right. This is unprecedented. And every single day that traffic through the Strait of Hormuz continue to be disrupted, things will get even worse. Already the price of diesel has reached an all-time record high in California and Washington." I'm not going to read all this. I just said for myself. Actually, I'll read this little passage here. It says, California and Washington have both now set new all-time records for average diesel price. DeHaan posted with an image of a graph that showed diesel prices surging past $7 in California and Washington and $6 in Washington. I'm telling you, Akyam, Wakwaf, like brothers and sisters that live in California, you see the gas prices of diesel. It's damn near $8. You know what I'm saying? You see, if regular gas, you go to Shell, right? 91. It's $6.69. Okay? $6.69 where I stay at. Some places $6.29 for 91. Then you look at diesel, that shit like $7.58. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like that's wild, but it's only gonna get worse. And you know, a prime movie that depicted this was I Am Legend with Will Smith. You seen the gas prices reach $6.95 and the whole economy was fucked up. Everything was through. Now you see everything now is through. You don't see people filling up their gas tanks. Okay? When I typed in the ChatGPT how much would it cost to fill my tank up, it was like $1.19. But now that was when gas was what? 91. That's when gas was what, like $5.79 at 91 at select gas stations. But now it's $6.69. You can go to cheaper gas stations and find cheaper, but now that's well over $119 altogether. And you know what ChatGPT told me? They said to fill your car up now, because I drive a V8, okay? It said to drive your car up now is considered a luxury splurge. It's considered a luxury splurge at this point. To fill your car up. What costed $50, $40, $60 to fill up your tank? Now it's costing $120. You know? Now it's causing diesel trucks. It's causing them damn near over $1,000 to fill up their tanks. They whole paycheck. You know? So it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It says there are more than 11 million diesel trucks in the United States. The number represents about 75% of the entire commercial truck population. If the price of diesel reaches $10 a gallon, it will be absolutely devastating for the commercial trucking industry in this country. Damn, what movie was that? Was it The Irishman? I think it was the movie called The Irishman, when they said, if the trucks stop, America stops. The trucks are the blood of America. Okay, you got the railroads, you can consider those the veins, and you got the blood, which is the trucks, which possesses all types of medical supplies, all your wood, all your food, all your clothing, you know, all your gas, because gas is traveled on those trucks too, in those hazard containers. You know, every time you go outside or go on the freeway, there's a truck transporting something. And if those stop, there will be a lot of shortages in the Home Depot. There will be a lot of gas stations shutting down due to the high demand. Okay, in everybody not being able to afford it, man. It says over in Europe, they are facing widespread energy shortages as soon as next month. Europe could face a shortage of energy and fuel as soon as next month without reopening the Strait of Hormuz, Shell chief executive has said. The boss of Europe's biggest oil company said it was working with governments to help them address the oil and gas supply crisis, which has already led to energy rationing in Asian countries. So they're rationing in Asian countries. Like I mentioned, the Philippines, okay? One of many nations. They're already beginning to ration. Look what they talk about in Europe. Okay, what they're about to start doing. If this continues on, it's going to be a shortage. The beginning of next month is just days away. Days away. The Passover is next week on Wednesday, April 1st. We'll be in April 1st, springtime. Okay, 4 months. Already a little over the first quarter of the year, and this thing is going crazy, man. Okay? We're literally days away from the next month. Will EU politicians start implementing energy lockdowns in a desperate attempt to conserve oil and natural gas? And they're already saying that now, and over here in the States. Conserve, stop watering your lawn so much. Okay? Don't flush the toilet, pee outside, all types of weird shit. Your toilet uses about this how many gallons. Don't take a shower as much. Don't eat as much. You know? So will they go to an energy lockdown? This is where it's coming to. And you know what's going to replace? All right, if they have these energy lockdowns, such as not being able to plant food and all that, they got the bugs that they told you that they were making in the lab, that will replace all that. And all this is designed, man. Okay? Because they got something on the back end that they want to bring in. All this money that they invested in, all these damn fake food, all this fake stuff, you know? Now we see how it's all planning together, man. Of course, this war isn't just going to cause a global energy catastrophe. The spring is when farmers in northern hemisphere plant their crops. And right now, vast quantities of fertilizers are locked up in the Persian Gulf region. Farmers in the northern hemisphere are heading into the crucial spring months, during which major fieldwork must begin. Their peers in the south, meanwhile, are busy harvesting crops before the winter sets in. However, their work now takes place as the Iran war creates serious supply constraints for essential fertilizer products, fueling massive price spikes and warning of looming food insecurity. Around 1/3 of the global seaborne fertilizer trade passes through the Strait of Hormuz, according to the United Nations. What are we going to do if we can't get that fertilizer out of the Persian Gulf before planting season is over? One industry insider is warning that this could be catastrophic if it lasts long. David Delaney, the chief executive officer of Phosphate producer Idafos Inc., said he can't recall a tougher time across his 4 decades in the industry. After the war broke out, the United Nations warned of record levels of hunger this year. If the conflict continues for even a few more months, tens of millions of people may face severe food insecurity. The world is just used to big crop plantings every year and yields of crops getting to where they are needed. He said, I don't want to sound the alarm too much yet, but this could be catastrophic if it lasts long. If it lasts long. Let me get a quick scripture real quick. Because this is going to lead to a famine, man. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. We hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right now, there's a war between U.S. and Israel colliding together against Iran. And that's going to get more bigger. Okay? But the end is not yet. Why? Because we still have to see the implementation of the MOTB. And this can bring it all in with these energy lockdowns. Because that's the next step that we're looking at. In order for you to buy or sell these products, you're going to need that MOTB. Because they're going to crash this dollar that's already weakening. That they already got America's own allies trading in Chinese dollars, man. Yuan and all that. And these Americans, these elites see their dollar weakening. So they're going to have to step in and do a whole reset. Okay? It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. We're entering into the beginning of sorrows as we speak. Each passing day, it gets more hectic. Every time you wake up the next morning, every time you're passing by a gas station, every time you turn on the social media, Iran just hit the Small Hats city again, which is our land. You know, they over there crying, talk about stop this war. Mayor talk about we need to stop this. You know, you see Dubai getting hit. You see people rushing to the gas station. You see people starting to trying to storage gas at gas tanks. It's a rush on everything right now. Okay, so there's going to be a shortage of crops. You know, the dude said. The chief executive of Phosphate, the producer, you know, he said, I don't want to sound an alarm, but hey, if this thing lasts a few months, tens of millions of people can face severe food insecurity. That's famine. And we're not just talking about over in other countries where we have normally seen them in Africa, you know, in different places. Nah, it's going to hit here in America, man. I discussed this in a previous article, but I don't think that a lot of people out there are fully understanding the implications of what I shared. Wheat is an annual crop that is planted every year. Studies have shown that applications of nitrogen fertilizer can increase wheat yields up to 62%. If we don't get nitrogen fertilizer into the hands of farmers in the northern hemisphere, we are going to have far less wheat in late 2026 and beyond. Barley is also an annual crop that is planted every year. Studies have shown that application of nitrogen fertilizer can increase barley yields by up to 25%. For corn, the difference is even greater. The amount of corn grown on an acre can more than double if nitrogen fertilizer is applied. Just think about that. We're talking about a dramatic drop in production. Dramatic. Look up this word dramatic. Theatrical. Considerable. Relating to drama or the performance or study of drama. It's about to get dramatic. Illmatic. It's about to get theatrical. Something that you think will only happen in a movie is going to happen in your lifetime. Like it tells you. Matter of fact, let me get this here in Ezekiel real quick. Cause Jake think we playing. Jake think we out on them highways and byways. We yelling, we cussing, we ain't edifying. We just wasting our time. What we saying is gonna come to pass through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and it shall happen in your days, as the Lord have said. Let's get this here in Ezekiel. Where is that at? Let me get it. Let me find it real quick. In your days. I know I'm close. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 23. No, Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Right, you got 2/3 of our people think we wasting our time. You know, they think when all hell break loose, I'm gonna just get a gun. It don't matter. Nah, man. The Lord is gonna cause you niggas to starve, man. Those you jakes that ain't right. And we look at the past history of what happened, all right, during the time when we got besieged by the Romans during 70 AD. That was a terrible time when our enemies came in on us, man. Okay? And we had to flee. Well, those times is coming here again. But this time it's going to be different. The Lord is going to shield his elect from this catastrophic time like never before. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand in the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more vain vision nor flattering divinations within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So we've been prophesying this, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, for years, man, that a famine is coming. A time like never before is coming. That should put fear in your heart, man. You want to be protected in this time. You don't want to be bullshitting. Okay? They saying if this thing get worse, tens of millions of people could face food insecurity. You already got people going to food banks. Food banks is drying up. Your source of income is not catching up with the price of food going up, nor with the gas being so high. So it's just getting that much worse. How much more when it happens, man? So the greatest thing you can do is store up treasures in the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? Because we read all this all the time, but we gotta recognize the time we were in, because it's gonna come to us too. But what shall be the end of them that don't believe? As it says in Peter's, it says, of course, crops that are not planted annually would not be greatly affected by this fertilizer crisis, and it's about fertilizer, man. Because that's what's going to cause these crops to yield and all that, man. You know? It says grapevines can go decades without fertilizer, and they will just keep producing year after year. And some olive trees that have been alive for more than 1,000 years are still bearing plenty of fruit with no problem at all. Bottom line is that we could see a historic drop in production for annual crops such as wheat and barley, while there may be very little difference for crops that we do not have to be planted annually, such as grapes and olives. This is where we're at. No matter how much some people may want to deny it, the facts will not change. The only way we can avoid what is ahead is if the war comes to a swift conclusion. But that is not likely to happen anytime soon, and so a lot more pain is on the way. You see that? A lot more pain is on the way. This war is not going to stop. The Most High have put it on the hearts of these kings to fulfill his will, to bring these nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat, because that's where you see them gathered at. You see? Where did it say, he said, this is where we're at. No matter how much some people may want to deny it, the facts will not change. Okay, it's not going to change, man. We are here. Okay, and you have to accept it. You can't run away from it. All you can do is prepare. Okay, get in the fear of the Lord. That's the time where we at. All right, and I'm gonna end it with this right here. Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's what you see. The prophets are prophesying this time like never before to come, and how you should be saved from it, and how you got to endure these times. Okay? Not to take the MOTB, whether, whatever they talking about. All right? Because it's going to get worse than what it already is. Okay? We ain't even reached the tipping point yet. Wait until gas prices start hitting $9. Wait until diesel prices is at $10. Okay? That's when it's going to get real bad, man. So with that, it's the end of a time like never before approaches news update. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. Of honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation unto the hopeful elect. Until the next one, I say Shalom.